In the early years of the 12th century, there existed a hidden kingdom known as Arathia, a place no outsider could enter. The people lived under the rule of Emperor Kairon. He was a king defined not by his sword but by his soul, a man remembered for his wisdom. He kept only one treasure, a wooden box carved with ancient symbols holding the secret that protected Arathia. For decades, no enemy could cross the mist surrounding the silent valley. It moved like a living creature, whispering warnings and showing visions of past sins. Until one winter night, across the western borders a new power was rising. He was Lord Vaskr, a ruthless conqueror whose shadow fell across 19 kingdoms. His ambition was a fire that consumed all it touched. When he heard of Arathia, he felt challenged and gathered his finest army. Back in Arathia, Emperor Kairon stood on the balcony of the Sky Court. His trusted commander, General Arathia, climbed the steps toward him. A warrior forged in loyalty, his life sworn to the throne. "Majesty," he said, bowing, "the Western Empire is approaching." Kairon nodded calmly. "And the mist?" "It is thinning," Arathia whispered. The Emperor's face darkened. He walked into his chamber and placed his hand on the ancient wooden box. "General," he said softly, "prepare the people to leave the city." Arothia's eyes widened. "Leave? But we have stood strong for half a century." Kairon turned, sadness deep in his eyes. "Arathia does not fear war. Arathia fears awakening what sleeps in the mist." By dawn, Vaskr's army reached the edge of the valley. The fog curled around them, cold and alive. Vaskr raised his torch. Forward. The army stepped into the mist. Whispers filled their ears. The mist thickened, twisting into shadows of people they once knew, their lost children, their enemies themselves. And then the screams began. Then chaos erupted. From the palace tower, Kairon observed as the fog swirled into a tempest, glowing with an eerie blue luminescence. It was a heart-wrenching scene, for he understood the source of this turmoil. The mist was not merely an enchantment, it was alive. Centuries prior, the Silent Valley had been the home of a peaceful tribe known as the Arathia. When invaders obliterated them, their anguished cries merged with the valley, giving rise to a living fog, the Veil of Sirath, a guardian born from the last breath of a vanquished people. Kairon's ancestors had learned to command it using the wooden box, a relic that housed the final breath of the tribe's last leader. Now the veil stirred, awakening in a frenzy. "Arathia!" Kairon shouted as the general raced to the tower. "The enemy is ensnared. The mist is their doom." Kairon's voice trembled. Not just them, anyone caught within the valley. In desperation, he opened the box for the first time. Inside lay a solitary stone emanating a gentle blue flame, the heartstone of the Arathia spirit. "General," Kairon instructed, "lead the people beyond the cliffs. I will confront this threat." Arathia seized his arm. "Majesty, if you take the stone into the mist, you may never return." Kairon smiled with resolve. A king must act to save his people, even at the cost of his own life. With the heartstone in hand, he stepped into the swirling fog. The mist parted before him, recognizing its master. The screams intensified, the ground trembled, and the sky darkened. In the valley's heart, encircled by the tumultuous fog, Kairon raised the stone high. The mist stilled, then slowly it bowed. With one last breath, Kairon whispered, "Rest." The mist collapsed into a tranquil silence. The blue glow diminished. The valley emerged clear. When Arathia and the citizens returned, they found no trace of Kairon, no body, no footprints, only the ancient stone resting silently on the ground. From that day forth, the Silent Valley remained deserted, the city left to the whispers of time. Travelers recounted tales of a serene fog that lingered, a guardian in slumber, and every year on the coldest night, villagers claimed they heard a soothing voice carried by the wind urging them to protect your land, even if history forgets your name.